much do you believe in the Matrix? Elon Musk says the likelihood of us being in a real world and not a simulation is 1 in a billion. Today, we are supposed to scientifically prove why we are in a big matrix and how we can get out of this terrifying matrix. We even go further, and with the help of science, we uncover the secrets of controlling the matrix. The strangest scientific secrets that will change your life forever. If someone asks you what the world around us is made of, what would you answer? You would definitely say that this world is made up of various objects and things that we see. But is our world limited to only the things we see? Certainly not. So this vast universe is made up of many things that we may not yet know. However, we all know from our school days that all materials are made up of atoms. And atoms themselves are made up of electrons, protons, and neutrons. Now, in your opinion, how much of the space inside an atom do these tiny particles occupy? 100%? 90%? Or 1%? Unfortunately, I have to say none of them. These particles only occupy 100% of the space inside an atom, and the remaining 99.99% of the space inside an atom is made up of nothing. Please don't look at me like that. Let me give you an example that will help you understand this fact completely. How many times have you been to a sports stadium? I want you to try going to a football stadium again and carefully look at the ball in the middle of the field. If you can see the ball, congratulations, because that ball in the middle of such a large stadium is exactly the size of an atom's nucleus. So, every time you look at a very small ball in the large stadium, you will remember the tiny size of an atom's nucleus and fully understand it. Now, if you can see the spots on the ball, you can also observe the electrons of an atom. The good news is that now if I say that 99.99% of the space inside an atom is empty, you can also understand this strange fact like me. But surely you wonder why. If 99.99% of an atom's space is empty, then why isn't 99.99% of my body and all the objects around me empty? Because they are all made of atoms and they should be empty too. The answer is that all the things around us and even ourselves are made up of 99.99% empty space. But due to a certain energy, the illusion of being solid and complete is created. How? Let me tell you. But first, please take this rope in my hand and hold on to one end of it. Do you think this thin rope can build a solid and sturdy wall? Let's try it together and spin the rope at a high speed. As long as the rope is spinning, no one can pass through the middle of this wall, and it appears to be a solid space. This is exactly what happens to electrons and causes us to feel that objects are not hollow and are solid. In fact, the energy inside the atom causes the electrons to move, and the moving electrons fill the atom's space. You probably understand what I mean. With the energy that we apply to the rope, it spins at a high speed and creates an almost solid wall. Now, I want you to take a deep breath and feel the emptiness of your body. If you can't do it, don't worry too much. Just understand the scientific fact that 99.99% of all materials and physical objects are filled with energy. In other words, everything is made up of energy. Think of the Matrix movie for a better understanding. The part where Neo reaches a high level of mental power and can see the green matrix codes instead of objects. If you've seen the movie Lucy starring Scarlett Johansson, even better. Lucy's character also reached a level of power where she could see and control the energies of her world. Now you feel empowered too, because instead of the physical world around you, which is just an illusion, you see the reality of the universe and feel energy in everything. For a greater sense of power and getting closer to the reality of the universe, I have a challenge for you. Please see everything as energy from now on. That's it. For example, don't see the mobile phone in your hand as a solid object. See it as a collection of different energies that are together. Congratulations! Now you are at a completely different level of existence. Understanding the scientific fact that everything is made of energy is the beginning of a great journey and unveiling the strangest secrets of this world. Secrets that, by knowing them, you can control your own world like the character Neo and Lucy. And through this way, achieve great wealth and success. But as you have realized, in this great journey, this is no talk of myth and unproven theories. Rather, science will be our guide on this journey. If you also want to become wealthy, powerful, and successful with the help of science and natural laws, this great journey will change your life forever. I'll be waiting for you in a second chapter of this great journey.